times, it may seem as though most children function in two modes: extreme excitement or minimal energy. They are committed to everything 100%. From the adult's point of view, they experience completely normal activities with their whole being, such as going to the store or for a walk. On one hand, it's great. I would like to enjoy everyday life more often myself. On the other hand, after such an exciting hour of shopping, they may not have enough energy to do their homework. So, how do you balance this and ensure your child's batteries are charged well? I invite you to watch. Hi, my name is Sophie, and you are watching Practical Parenting, a YouTube channel established to inspire you to becoming a better parent by promoting intimacy parenting and a nonviolent upbringing. Once a week, you will find an animation on an interesting educational topic. If you are interested in these matters, subscribe to our channel. There is no point in telling your child that they can't go out into the garden in favor of hoping that it will save their strength to do their homework. It is a completely impossible and even unhealthy task. Outdoor activities should be included in their daily schedule, so there is no point in resigning from this. It is just important to understand your child's energy consumption and regeneration. Yourself as their parent should try and provide a balanced daily plan for your child, which has time and energy considered for everything. I would like to introduce to you 3 components of rational management of a child's time, energy, and rest. Taking care of them will make your child learn and work more effectively, develop, and above all, enjoy being a child. Firstly, sleep is the most important thing. The best thing by far which regenerates your child is sleep. People sleep almost a third of their lives. Some people think that it is a waste of time, but may I remind you of what sleep gives us according to the latest scientific research. Sleep strengthens self-regulation. This will help your child's ability to control their behavior. Sleep improves memory performance. Your child will remember better and remember what they already know. This plays a key role in developing healthy habits. Sleep improves endurance. The need for your child to have rest during the day will decrease. Sleep improves resistance to injuries while playing. Sleep improves muscle growth and reduces fat gain. A well-rested body can handle stress better and reacts better when making decisions. The positive effects of sleep could be enumerated for a long time, but for the parent it comes down to the fact that the child is less strenuous, more obedient, slower to tire, and easier to get along with. This is why it is so important for sleep to be of good quality in order to be effective. This effectiveness results from the level of the hormone melatonin. It is important that your child sleeps in a dark room, and when I say dark, I mean really dark, no light whatsoever. If it is impossible for this to happen, then make sure that there is no blue light glare from different LEDs, and change to a red light if possible. Cover the blue LEDs with red tape and replace all bedside lamps with red ones, such as the darkest ones. So why is this? Your eyelids don't detect red light, whether the blue light is detected a lot easier. If your child is afraid of falling asleep in a dimmed room, choose soft lighting and place it away from the child's head. It is also important to ensure that no light comes through the window. Rather than using ordinary blinds or curtains, try to acquire some which are blackout curtains. In short, the less light, 4 times the better the sleep, in fact. And according to research, disturbances in melatonin secretion can be caused by several hundred photons reaching the cornea per second. The second element influencing the sleep quality is the atmosphere. If possible, it is recommended that plants are in the bedroom, but not just any plants. There are several species of houseplants that have a beneficial effect on indoor air quality. These include, for example, ferns, which properly cared for will help maintain the right humidity in the bedroom. Waking up in the middle of the night with a dry nose or throat, which is especially common with heating in winter, is not only unpleasant and disturbs the night's rest, but can also lead to infection. Plants should be in every bedroom. They are your green lungs producing oxygen. Plants produce oxygen through photosynthesis, which doesn't occur in the dark of the night. However, there is a group of plants which can absorb and store carbon dioxide at night while waiting for daytime photosynthesis. This lowers the carbon dioxide content in the child's bedroom and increases the oxygen content that flows in from other rooms. A popular species of this type of plant is the snake plant, and it comes in many decorative varieties. Unfortunately, it's not just that we have a plant in the bedroom. Its size also matters, namely the active surface of the leaves. One small seedling will not be enough for the difference in air quality to be significant, so it is a good idea to have at least 3 or 4 different plants. Temperature is another important component of sleep quality. In addition to the amount of light, oxygen, and humidity, it is recommended the temperature should be colder than during the daytime. However, we know ourselves that a child can take off their covers while they're sleeping, and if the temperature is too low, they can catch a cold. Therefore, depending on the child's thermophilicity, it is possible to either lower the temperature only slightly or dress the child in warmer pajamas. Getting our children to sleep is a task all in itself. No matter what the child's age is, it is always difficult to get them to sleep. Therefore, it is worth implementing a few important tactics that will increase the ease of falling asleep. It is very common to say that your child should not use electronic devices before bedtime. Indeed, it is of great importance due to the blue light glaring from the screen. It is, as I said, disturbing the secretion of melatonin. Therefore, it is worth that a few hours before going to bed, the phone, tablet, or computer which our child uses should be switched to night mode. Most devices already have an option in their setting that allows you to display a much warmer image after a set time. It is also important to get your child used to constant times of going to bed and getting up. This is as important as it is inconvenient. In our changing world, it is difficult for you to set such a pattern. Then another half an hour for the final preparations for school, during which it is getting dark outside. Before you know it, it's 8 o'clock. You could always let them watch a cartoon or watch a series with them, but you must always remember the evening mode. Turn off the TV at 9, and your child is ready to go to sleep, which will take about 15 minutes. After this, it is always possible to listen to an audiobook as well. Now that I have talked you through the ideal end-of-day plan, you can see that it will be difficult to implement, but it is a good idea to keep this as a target or a benchmark. A plan is always worth having in your family. Of course, it cannot be introduced by force. It's a good idea to sit down with the whole family and think about what schedule will be best for everyone. Think about how to include everyone's ideas in your family's plan, and these moments will bring you together. You can incorporate eating dinner together, maybe without watching TV and spending time together. In addition to sleeping, relaxation is another important part of your child's rest. Planning your child's rest between classes is extremely important, and this will allow the brain to rest and teach the child the value of breathing and planned regeneration of strength. Teach your child to appreciate these moments. Show them that it's more fun to go for a walk rather than relaxing in front of the TV. Show that a book can be relaxing, or maybe drink cocoa together on the carpet while talking about your favorite characters in the book. The variety of forms of relaxation and rest is really vast. Every parent will find something for themselves and their children. Scheduling this time is a must, as this leads to our next point. Rational planning. In order for all these tips for finishing your child's day to be implemented, it may be necessary to skip putting homework on the schedule. But what? But how? I can hear you asking this already. However, let's be rational. We put burdens on our children that they cannot cope with. The first recommendation of all experienced productivity specialists is not to multiply tasks, but to act effectively. In other words, efficiency does not come from the number of things being done, but from doing them properly. So does it make sense to repeat at home maths that your child has already mastered at school? Logically, no. Once you have analysed the amount of homework, you need to realise that 2 hours of homework, or even better, 3 lots of 25 minutes per subject, is the maximum your child can afford at home mentally. Additionally, this applies to days when there is no extracurricular activities, because if your child has an hour and a half of additional activities, we can add extra 1.5 hours of homework maximum. Sometimes you just have to choose which ones and write an excuse. Of course, this cannot be an excuse for a child to give up on long-term homework at home, But again, it is our responsibility, not their responsibility, to evaluate this. The second aspect of this approach is that we do not overload our children with extracurricular activities. In my opinion, 2 to 3 hours of extracurricular activities per week are completely sufficient. Pool, guitar, soccer, English, and Spanish, and only 2 lessons of each. Of course, we can find an excuse for any additional activity. However, when we do too many, they are transformed with pleasure into real hard work. Lack of planned time for a boredom block or block of doing nothing is the greatest punishment a child can face. These are very important elements for the development of young people. They teach them to manage their own time. The child has to deal with it themselves. Planning rest, both sleep, naps, and ordinary games at home is very important. It is important that the child does enough and different things and the rest is fun, because not all activities that bring joy are rest, and not all rest is joyful. If we cram too many tasks on a child's day, then just like us, we will not be able to complete them. The flood of tasks to be carried out means that we start to put off rest, which causes worse work of the mind, and in turn multiplies problems with the implementation of tasks and their quality. That is why you are responsible for ensuring that your child is not overwhelmed by the burden of its duties. Be it homework or extracurricular activities, it is important to find time to be a child and spend their time freely to wake up. It is also important that they have time to try something else or meet their friends. All of this is as important as rest and carrying out school duties. And you are responsible for adjusting this for your child, because I will repeat again, you know them best. Therefore, it is worthwhile to strategically look at the most important and less important tasks of your child and taking into account their abilities and possibilities. Choose the most important and possible ones. All of these proposals for rest, both for your child and you, can be difficult or complicated to implement. Some, if not most, need to be adjusted. However, I hope that I have inspired you today to take care of this difficult sphere of family life, which is the rest of children and the whole family, by suggesting practical ideas. Wishing you lots of parental love and close relationships with your loved ones. I thank you for your attention and invite you to discover Practical Parenthood. If you are not yet one of the subscribers of the channel, Practical Parenting, please click the subscribe button and wait for our next animation.